Good day, everyone, especially to all the participants of the Job Street Virtual Career Fair. I'm Kai Reyes, President and CEO of the Asticom Group of Companies. Thank you, Job Street, for inviting me to be part of your webinar. It's a pleasure to be speaking to all of you today. As one of the speakers, my goal is to help our Filipino job seekers build the right skills that will help them land the career of their dreams, particularly the skill in leading effective meetings in a virtual environment. To adapt to the new ways of working, we had to transition to the hybrid work setup like many businesses. But first, let's define what hybrid work setup is. No? Hybrid is a work management setup that allows and encourages the harmony of working from various locations, remotely, at home, or in the office. At Asticom, we're implementing a rotational work schedule and dividing our workforce into teams to comply with the safety protocols in the workplace. This means that there is a mix of face-to-face and virtual meetings. After 2 years of working remotely and facing only our screens, through the hybrid work setup, we aim to reignite better collaboration and personal interaction with colleagues, while also acknowledging the fact that many people now would also still want to have that option to work from home or work anywhere. For you as job seekers, it's important to consider which one is the right fit for you, either full-time remote or hybrid. Bear this in mind, though, when applying for jobs, as interviews might require you to go on site sometimes. To help you decide, try asking yourself, where am I most productive? In the end, choosing between full-time remote or hybrid is your personal decision. I remember back in 2020 March, we just celebrated our 5th year anniversary at Asticom in BGC Taguig. We had a big event. It was a concert for all our employees and our clients, where all people were gathered and celebrated the milestones of the company. But the next day, a lockdown was announced that even dog walking is not allowed in BGC. We were supposed to move into our new office at the very same day, but instead of doing that, we had to shift all our work into our homes. So we went from this to this. In less than 72 hours, we had to shift all our operations to go online, including meetings, communications, and work. I remember in the first few days of working remotely, many of us did not know how to turn our videos, put up our virtual background, and had difficulty with poor internet connection. I myself had many sleepless nights thinking about how to best protect our people. But back then, we were all on an uncharted territory. We had to relearn how to work together and how to reconnect with our people through our screens. My and my management's biggest concern back then is, how do we engage and take care of our people? So what we did was provide our employees with the following. 1, assistance with their work from home setup. An example is giving Wi-Fi kits or even office chairs and tables for their home setup. 2nd, access to mental and wellness programs, and of course, the ramping up of our health assistance for all our employees. These initiatives were successful because of the quality and the commitment of our people at Asticom. So today, I want to share with you some of the lessons on what we did as leaders that help us establish a stronger connection with our people despite working remotely. Here are 3 key lessons that we learned and practiced to this day. Number 1, boosting engagement. 2, dealing with difficult conversations. And 3, taking care of their mental health. We were able to strengthen the connection with our people through these practices because we believe that leading and presenting in virtual meetings all boils down to taking care of your people. So the question is, how do you take care of your people? First, you engage with them. Engagement is more than having entertaining activities for employees to participate in. It's more than just events and games for employees to enjoy. Engaging your people means sitting down and having a conversation with them to ask them how they're doing and taking the time to listen to them. You create that opportunity for them to feel heard. This helps them refocus their effort and motivation towards their roles and therefore increases their productivity at work. It's all about nurturing people beyond the scope of their work and making them feel that they're understood and valued. To make engagement successful, communication should be the key, which brings us to our next point: dealing with difficult conversations. As you engage and communicate with your people, at some point, you will have to deal with delicate situations. This is the challenge, most especially in the virtual environment, because you lose that personal connection you get when you talk to your people face to face. Your quality of interaction is much less when it's done via Zoom or Google Meet, for example. So how do you deal with difficult conversations? Communicate and do it with honesty and transparency. Be direct and specific with your feedback while also offering solutions to the person. Empathy also plays a key role here, as you would also need to understand where the person is coming from. So it all boils down to understanding your people. And you do that by understanding that they're also human beings who make mistakes and also get stressed out sometimes. Since we understand that our people are only humans, this third and last lesson that I would like to share with you focuses on taking care of people's mental health. To be honest, this is something that was in the back of our minds, no? And was only brought to focus because of the pandemic. The lack of social interaction, the anxiety caused by uncertain situations, and the disruption caused by the pandemic in our daily lives have greatly affected our mental health. Now that we are working hybrid, the question is, how can we ensure that we are looking after the needs of our people when we may only see them for some of the time? So what we've learned is to make sure to have time for regular check-ins, to ask people how they're doing. We make sure to create and maintain connections of people with one another, especially with their own teams. And the hybrid setup has created opportunities for our people to see and interact with one another on a personal level while in the office. Now, as I end my presentation, you might be wondering, no? Engagement, dealing with difficult conversations, and mental health. How do these three practices play a key role in leading effectively in a virtual meeting? When you do these three elements successfully, you create a workforce that is engaged, heard, and mentally healthy. You can only lead virtual meetings effectively if your people are engaged and productive, when they feel that their voices are heard, and when they are mentally healthy to participate in challenging discussions during the meeting. While we talk about leadership skills in the previous slide, now I would like to share with you some practical tips that you can practice in your individual virtual meetings. First and foremost, do be on time. Showing up in a timely manner is a display of professionalism. Second, turn on your cameras. Video is an effective way to establish human connection during a virtual meeting. Next, pay attention and stay present. To help a meeting succeed, you should be able to actively listen to others and participate in discussions. Do mute your audio when you're not speaking to help avoid unnecessary noise. As for the don'ts, don't eat while in a meeting. Treat your virtual meeting as if it's a face-to-face meeting. Don't use distracting backgrounds. Keep it professional by using backgrounds of a study or a meeting room. Don't multitask. Do not check your emails or play with your phone while in a meeting. Though it may not be seen by the host, it is your responsibility to be an active participant. And lastly, do not interrupt the speaker midway through, and wait for the speaker to open the floor for questions or use your raise hand button in Zoom. As I end my talk on leading effectively in a hybrid setup, I hope I was able to impart valuable and practical lessons to help you advance in your careers. In my experience, these lessons have greatly helped me or my team put our people first while we were adapting to the new ways of working. May this also be a reminder for you as you embark on your professional journeys. To all our job seekers, good luck on your search. May you find the role that fuels your passion. Again, I'm Kai Reyes from the Asticom Group of Companies, and good day, everyone.